The Russian wilderness, shrouded secrecy and totally unexpected. Unseen by the outside world for years, now finally explored. In the east, a mysterious place called Usuriland. Here, bizarre turtles dodge the soup dish. In temperate forests, bears hang from the trees. And two of the world's rarest cats slip through the shadows. This is Usuriland, the secret forest. Russia, the world's largest country, almost twice the size of the United States, but with less than half the population. One of Eurasia's last great wildernesses, few know its true wealth. In the southeast corner, deep forests dissolve into fast-flowing rivers. The countryside is home to the rare and unusual. This is Usuriland. Usuriland is dominated by the Sihot-Alin forest, stretching from the mountains to the sea. At its northern reach lies one of Russia's best-known rivers, the Amur. The world's 8th longest waterway forms a 3,000-kilometer-long border with China. In April, ice blocks the size of boats sail down to the Sea of Okhotsk. They drift past trees that hide one of the rarest animals on the planet. Few people have ever seen one, or ever will. The Amur leopard. About 30 remain in the wild, making it the most critically endangered big cat. This male checks on a deer he killed a few days ago and stashed under a tree for safekeeping. A creature of the night, he finds daytime unsettling. He'll return to it later. Nothing in the forest goes unnoticed. Tonight, a keen-eyed flying squirrel spies the secretive creature. It's dangerous for him to overeat. It will slow him down. By caching food, he can return again and again. A carcass like this can sustain him for 2 weeks. A male Amur leopard can grow to 3 meters and weigh 48 kilograms. They have been systematically hunted for their coats and bones. And as the forest declines, so does their natural prey. The world's rarest big cat slinks back to his den. He's safe for one more night. The Sihot-Alin is one of the richest temperate forests in the world and is already in the midst of the cold spring. This vast woodland spans 1.5 million hectares, half the size of Belgium. Flanked to the east by the Sea of Japan, it cuts a central band through Usuriland. Ridges, valleys and waterways create a patchwork of temperate and subtropical climates, allowing an abundance of creatures to thrive. In a calm river pool, frogs play the dating game. Even giant blood-sucking mosquitoes can't break the amorous mood. To avoid a plague of frogs, different species stagger their breeding throughout the spring. Already a tadpole army shimmers in the backwaters. Safety in numbers means some of the mass must survive. On the shore, sandy footprints expose a family of woodland assassins. Blakiston's fishing owls. By day, they enjoy the view and wait for cover of night. The fluffy chick secures itself in a broken treetop and waits for attention. Its parents send a reassuring message. We'll eat at sundown. With so many frogs, chipmunks are low on the menu. After winter hibernation, they've got their own dinner to think about. They bury food all the time, but chipmunk memory span is only 3 days. So they forget where the previous hordes are and have to search relentlessly, hoping to find something. Some look for an easy meal. It's quicker to raid another's full pantry. In spring, when food is abundant, they spend more time resting and sleeping in between meals. As light fades, the night shift begins. The adult Blakiston's owls stalk the river near their nest, close enough to keep an eye on the chick. This allows the chick to watch and learn from the masters. Adults may stare for hours before pouncing. Highly effective strategy. Having waited all day, the greedy chick gobbles down the fish. And demands more. His parents, which mate for life, take it in turns to feed him during the night. Time for the adults to hunt in earnest. He needs up to 4 fish per night, every night, so he'll grow strong enough to fledge after 50 days. Plus, the parents have to fill their own bellies too. They'll be at this till dawn. The lifeblood of the Sihota-Alin forest is its untouched and hidden rivers. These secluded waterways hide many secrets. Tucked within the dense greenery, another dedicated mother cares for her young ones. A female Asiatic black bear raises 2 lively cubs. Highly adapted to climbing trees, their 5-centimeter-long claws provide a good grip. Asiatic black bears became tree huggers after thousands of years sharing the forest with tigers. Today, fewer tigers mean less of a threat. But the bears aren't out of the woods yet. World population has declined by 49% over the last 30 years. They're hunted for their gallbladders in demand for Chinese medicine. When adults are killed, the orphans become easy prey for tigers and leopards. The vast forest extends east to the coast, running right down to the sea's edge. Here, the rocky shores are home to a different community. Sika deer have adapted to an unusual kind of environmental problem. The constant rain, snow and mist wash away sources of minerals in the forest. To boost their diet, they come to the shore to eat salty kelp. With the rare but deadly Amur tigers lurking in the forest, breaking cover is dangerous. They must stay on the alert. Sika deer have elaborate ways to communicate using scent, postures, and 10 different sounds. With one of the world's largest predators roaming nearby, they can't be too careful. The wake of vultures indicates that death has already paid a visit. While they squabble, a phantom slips down the rocks. Among the most critically endangered animals in the world, it's thought about 400 Amur tigers remain in the wild. They're the largest and heaviest of the 5 tiger subspecies, weighing up to 360 kilograms. Unlike Indian tigers, Amurs are usually nocturnal. A day at the beach needs caution, even for this top predator. He must be desperately hungry to venture out. Normally, these graceful giants are hunters, not scavengers, but they won't pass up an opportunity. Vultures have already ripped it open. He could eat up to 40 kilograms in one go, over a tenth of his body weight. But he's nervous in broad daylight. Heckling crows call unwanted attention. He eats with growing discomfort. Something's not right. Perhaps it's the camera, although it's hidden 800 meters away. Amur tigers have no natural predators, except man, who has driven them almost to extinction. Up to 30 tigers are poached in Russia every year for their skins and for Chinese medicine. Increased logging and agriculture threatens their home. Not surprisingly, they are shy and secretive. It's not easy turning down a free lunch, especially to crows. They can take down a fully grown bear, but reluctantly the master predator slinks away. 250 kilometers inland, where Usuriland borders China, the landscape transforms. Rivers leave the woods and drain into open wetlands. Lake Hanka, the largest freshwater lake in East Asia, spans 4,000 square kilometers. The rare Komarov lotus and over 340 bird species make their home here. Once affected by agricultural pollution, the collapse of the Soviet Union led to reduced impact on the lake and a steady recovery. Sharp-eyed herons search for fish. With over 70 species to choose from, they won't go hungry. The waters hide fish weighing up to 600 kilograms, far too much for a heron. But something else lurks below the surface. And it has this heron in its sights. With a nose used like a snorkel, this strange denizen of the depths is a Chinese soft-shelled turtle. Lake Hanka is one of their last remaining refuges in the wild. The border with China runs through the lake, and on the other side they are a prized delicacy for the cooking pot. After 7 months hibernating in the mud, they emerge to make the most of a 5-month growth spurt. To an ambitious turtle, that means sunbathing. When summer comes to Usuriland, it brings a surprise. Monsoons. From July until September, up to a meter of rain pours down on the Sihotaline forest. The weather is almost as threatening as the predators. The owl chick is drenched. His hollow tree hideout has filled to the brim. He is homeless. Beating his wings helps fluff and dry his feathers, but it's tricky. He retreats under leaves to wait for the rain to stop. Young birds are at risk of hypothermia before their feathers are fully formed. The rain brings little concern to Asiatic black bears. A pair shrug it off, focusing on the all-important business of feeding. Unlike other Russian bears that depend on seasonal salmon, the Asiatics are mainly herbivores. usually eat fruits and roots, but are known to take almost anything, including insects, mammals, and carrion. If their diet becomes deficient, they get extra nutrients by stripping tree bark. During the times of lush green plenty, they must spend many of their waking hours feeding. They'll spend summer building up a fat store to see them through the dark time of hibernation. After rain, water seeps from the hills. Small streams swell into raging rivers. Trees topple like dominoes. Massive poplars and elms get dragged by strong currents and dumped as waters recede. Storm debris is dropped all around the owl nest. The young Blackiston's fish owl's front garden has changed, but he's dried out and ready to explore. As he gets closer to fledging, he must master the use of his huge talons and powerful wings. He's also learning to preen his feathers. It's essential to prevent clumping after rain, vital for his warmth and insulation. At 6 weeks old, he is already half a meter tall. As an adult, he'll grow another 20 centimeters. As night falls, a serenade of mating calls fills the forest. But tonight's romance will be short-lived for some. To the owl family, the frog calls sound like a dinner bell. At the end of April, concerts fill the air from early morning until late at night. Even an owl can grow tired of fish. They aren't the only ones attracted by the frog chorus. It's a raccoon dog, a tiny hunter just 50 centimeters long. Up above, the feast begins. While the owls watch from their perch, the dog sniffs out its supper. It has poor eyesight and relies on a sensitive nose. The chick, as usual, simply waits for his parents to bring the next meal. In the forest,